Have you ever felt like I'm bored because Erin doesn't speak good English, or you're uncomfortable most of the time? I was like how can she be happy with me just being silent or not saying anything? It's like I was overthinking a lot, and I was scared of being judged. はい、皆さんこんにちは。娘のエリンです。今回の動画ではですね、私の過去3年間の高校留学を振り返って、最初の1年目のですね、私の様子を私からの視点ではなくて彼女からのですね、視点で見ていきたいと思います。この動画はですね、これから高校留学をする中高生だったり、今ですね、高校留学をしている中高生に向けて、こう海外で友達作りをするって、こういうことなんだよ。まあこういうことというか、この海外の子たちが留学生に対して何を思って接しているのかっていうのをですね、少しでも皆さんの参考になればいいかなと思って撮ろうと思います。まずはですね、こちらにいる、ケイラちゃんのご紹介をしたいと思います。彼女はですね、私が高校留学を始めた2019年からですね、仲良くしてくれている一人の友達になります。私はですね、現在カナダで仕事をしながらですね、生活をしていて、彼女は UBC のですね、大学に通いながら大学生としてですね、生活をしています。まずはですね、皆さんに4年前、私がですね、高校留学を始めて1ヶ月目の時のですね、動画、この2人で撮った動画があるので、それを見てもらいたいと思います。はい、皆さんこんにちは。娘のエリンです。今日はですね、いつもとは違う風景でお伝えします。ではまず自己紹介を。
私はケイラです。
日本語をね、勉強しています。すごいね、フレンドリーで、親切でね、今日はね、ここに泊まらさせていただくことになりました。今日ね、私が話すことなんですけど、私、今日でやっと1ヶ月、カナダにステイして、1ヶ月経ちました。今日は、ちょっと私が皆さんに伝えたい友達についてお話ししたいと思います。
Do you understand?
No. Okay. こう見てる限りはね、すごいお泊まりとかしてすごい楽しそうに見えるんですけど、結構友達作りで悩んでいます。こういうケイラみたいな優しい子だったらゆっくり言ってくれたりとか、すごいわかりやすくね、説明してくれるんですけど、カナダ人とカナダ人の会話は早すぎて聞き取れません。どういうんですかね。
I just love listening to
it. Okay. そしてですね、メールとかこう、インスタ、で、こう、会話とかするんですけど、この、カナダの現地の子はすごいスラングをね、使います。例えば、I don't know。IDK。最初使われた時に、何言ってんの ?LDK、なんか部屋の話をされてるのかと思って、インターネットで調べたんですけどね、こう、IDK だったり、あとは NP。NP no problem?
No problem.
NP? Yeah, no problem とか、こう、あとは HMV。V。
HMU. Hit me up.
すごい、こう連絡してねっていう意味なんです。すごいこう省略してね、伝えてきて、何この子喋ってんのって戸惑いました。Basically, that was us 4 years ago. Do you see any change?
Yeah.
Here? Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Why do I look like that?
What do you think about the video? Like,
Cringe.
Cringe?
I'm cringing. I'm like, oh my god, who let me out of that house looking like that? Who just let me... My room is cute. Like, I miss my room in that.
Okay.
But,
for sure.
Yeah, we've grown. You look like an actual baby in that. Like, that's adorable.
That's
we both look like
me.
babies.
I know, that's me when you saw me first time.
When I adopted you. I'm kidding.
What did you think about my English at the time? Like, how bad was I or how good was I? Like, it just... Do you remember? Like,
I didn't care.
Oh.
Because I could understand what you were saying. That's the thing. It doesn't have to be perfect English if I understand what you're trying to say. Even if it's like...
Did I tell you like what I wanted to say or what I wanted to say?
Well, it was like broken a little bit, but it wasn't like... Well, in the beginning a lot. Now it's like not at all. But it's even if it's like, say you're trying to say, do you want to go to the beach with me? And you end up just saying, do you beach with me? I understand what you're saying.
Okay, do you
so
beach
I don't
with-
care because I got the meaning. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not an English teacher. But
So
I
what's
just
the-
remember not caring. I was just like, cool.
But you,
Nice girl from Japan is new here.
oh, you
Cool.
didn't care about
I
like my
literally-
English at all?
No, because I understood what you were saying, so it didn't matter.
Okay, apparently I was speaking English.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like I'm bored because Erin doesn't speak good English, or like I don't really get what Erin's saying? I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Okay, bored? Not at all. If anything, it's entertaining because I get it's like charades. It's like, do you mean car? No. Do you mean train? No. It's like trying to describe. It's like
Yeah.
that family game. Like that is not boring at all. Trial and error. It's kind of like even now. Sometimes it's like you might forget a word. And it's like, do you mean car? Food? Like what is it? And it's like no. Even me sometimes I forget a word. And you help me.
Oh, you know, at a table, like we are eating bulgogi that your mom made it for us, like for dinner. It's like we were just eating, and I was just saying like, oh, it's so good, like delicious. That's the only words I knew at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, I could have said
That's
more.
adorable though.
I know. It's like, oh, this is good. This is delicious.
That would be me. I would be like yummy, yummy, yummy.
Exactly. So baby English.
Or like
Still, you were okay with it, but I feel like I don't know. I feel ashamed by that. It's just like,
It's so adorable and funny. It's like watching a little baby. It's like how you would look at a little baby who's learning how to talk. It's kind of like, oh, and then especially when you see them like learning more and growing up, you're like,
you
I
like
did that. Help.
You like being mom.
No, literally.
Yeah. Do you remember the day we were watching like movie or TV? Just two of us.
Which time? Which time, Erin? We did years of that.
The first time we had a like sleepover or like kind of hung out after school, and we were just standing with a big bucket of popcorn like in the back, and we were just eating in the old house.
I feel like I remember this, but
And
I don't
I
remember
had no
exactly.
idea what the TV is saying because it's in English, and you were just watching it, but I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, should I say something, or like, how am I supposed to understand all the context? I was like, okay, this is really uncomfortable. I mean, to me. And you were just watching. Did you really?
I
Like,
did not know. I probably thought like because we were having full-on conversations, so it was kind of like I feel like you'd be able to understand conversations in a movie if you could understand conversations
okay.
with me. But that's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, did you feel like uncomfortable? Like, have you
I
ever?
was chilling.
Oh.
I was chilling.
Chilling on
But
the
then again,
couch,
I'm like
yeah.
a very chill person. Other people, like I'm
Yeah.
comfortable with silence. I know a lot of people aren't.
Okay.
So, like in good company, I don't need to be talking. Like even you would sit like in silence for hours with each other. Like
What
it's
are we
not-
doing?
It's not uncomfortable. Or just on our phones chilling. Like
Yeah.
it's not like I need like something constantly.
Something. That's interesting because a lot of people feel scared about it. Like, what if I'm too boring person, and
Okay, definitely in the beginning, like even when I make friends,
Yeah.
it's kind of a scary thing because it's like I'm becoming friends with this girl from my university, and so like we went thrifting together, and I was so scared that it was gonna be awkward.
yeah,
And like there's moments of silence and stuff, but like if you make it awkward, that's when it becomes awkward. Silence isn't awkward unless you make it awkward. Because if you're trying to start a conversation where it's like not just it's dead, like you need to like chill, give it a second, and then like continue on later when you actually have something to talk about. But no, I don't remember it ever being awkward.
that's interesting. Yeah.
That's so funny. You were probably like, "What's happening? Help
Yeah,
me!"
I was uncomfortable most of the time. I was like how can she be happy with me just being silent or not saying anything? It's like,
Yeah.
is she happy now? Like, why is she staying with me? I was overthinking a lot, and I was scared of being judged.
Yeah, that was all in your head because I did not pick up on any of that.
Okay.
That's another
so-
thing is it's so much bigger to you as a person. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm so hard on myself. You're so hard. Like nobody's gonna notice the small things that we do about ourselves.
So you're not like,
I didn't
you didn't
care.
really care.
I was watching my show. I was clearly busy.
Busy. How did I overcome the situation? That's a big point of like staying in Canada, you know, just like studying in Canada because most of people feel uncomfortable with talking like native speakers. Because like, oh, I'm not good at English, so they wouldn't enjoy like having conversation with me, or like I'm scared, I'm afraid.
I feel like we've had this conversation before where it's just like, I mean, I can't speak for all Canadians, that's hard, but it's like, I literally don't care if you're the one who's like putting in the effort. Because it's not like you're coming to our country and you've learned our language. That's already such like a valuable thing that you put in that effort to try to speak to us. It's not like we're like learning your language. Like there's no effort that way. Okay, what if a Canadian came to Japan? Or anywhere, wherever you live.
Okay.
It's not just Japanese people watching this. But what if a Canadian came to your place, they've been trying to learn Korean or Japanese or whatever, and they try speaking to you and it's like slow
And
but like
broken.
What are you gonna think? Are you gonna be like, you're a loser? Like, no. Like, I don't know what you would think, but I feel like most people would just be like, let her take her time and like help her along, guess, help with words. Like, if I went to your parents and I with broken Japanese, they wouldn't be like,
Oh, you suck in English.
no, nobody. Who's gonna think that?
Japanese,
Even in your own culture, nobody's gonna judge you. So it's like you just think about it swapped. There's always gonna be people that are nice and that are patient. You just have to find them, and it might take trial and error. You might be like,
It takes time.
talk to some person, they're like, oh, like don't talk to me.
Yeah.
But then it's like there's probably for that one person that was mean to you, there's probably 3 other people that will be nice to you.
Yeah, that's true. I was really scared by that. That's why when I talked to you, I was like, these people might ignore me again.
If you're not confident, I'd write it down. I'd write it down. Write down what you want to say, and then like, read it to yourself, and then translate it. If there's any errors, then fix them, and then like kind of rehearse in your head, like this is what I want to say. And I think the hardest part is like what they're gonna say back, because Canadians talk really fast.
Oh yeah.
So I can't help with that part.
Yeah.
But
you know, one time I asked, oh, what movie do you like? And you were like talking about like movie, blah, 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 blah. I was like, I asked the question, but I wouldn't get the answer. Sorry, Kayla.
So I need to translate this later on.
Yeah, and I don't even know the name of it. Like, no, nothing in my head. Yeah.
Another big word of advice is don't stay away from people of your own culture when you're in Canada.
Oh, that's
interesting. Don't be around other Japanese people because you're gonna speak in Japanese.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna practice. Don't do that. You're here as an international student. Get away from each other. Go in like a Canadian group. Go in a Spanish group. Go anywhere but your own.
Yeah.
Like your own people, because then it's like you're not getting anything. You're not
It
learning.
could be scary and challenging.
It's definitely scary and challenging, but it's like you can't go back into your comfort zone because then you're not learning anything.
What I am grateful for is that you understand how hard that is, like being an international student and coming here with a parent support. There's a support financially, but like emotionally there's no support. Just with a host family, you understand the situation. Like that is a lot to me, and you're gonna be really patient about it. Even though I wasn't like speaking good English at the time, you would still wait for the like words, and you're like, is that what you want to say? Or like, and I don't know what you're saying. I mean, you had a lot of patience for me. That's why I got like better at speaking English. That's one of the reasons. And also it took like 3 or 2 years to build this friendship, and it wasn't easy at first, and I sometimes like do really silly things and like break your heart or something. I mean, I didn't really, but a little bit, sometimes.
Just like one time.
One
but
time
that was
I was
it.
like,
It's fine.
So it happens, but you know, so.
It does happen. No friendship is perfect. It's just about putting in the effort to make it work. Like even like another thing is like we don't talk that often, but it's like the moment we see each other, it's like nothing ever changed, and that's like something too. It's like don't feel like you're losing your friends because you're not talking to them every day. Like sometimes we won't talk for like a month or 2. Like when you're in Japan, then maybe that's like 3 months we don't talk, but it's like it's checking in when it matters. I think.
It's like, are you okay?
Or
Do
even
you
just
help?
like responding to stories, commenting, like small little things just to be like, hey, like how you doing? Poke, hello.
Yeah, just
I'm
like,
still here.
But I recognize your existence.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Yeah. はい、ということでですね、今回はケイレンですね、私が 高校留学をし始めた1ヶ月目、どんな感じだったか、どんな風に見えていたのかっていうのをですね語ってもらって、友達作りにですねアドバイスを少しいただきました。これを聞いてですね私自身もケイラってそれ考えてたんだって知ることができてすごく良かったですし、これから留学する皆さんもですねぜひ恐れすぎずにいろんな友達にですね話しかけに行っていってほしいなと思います。ということでですね今回の動画こんな感じになります。この動画の内容以外にももっと個人的な相談をしたいという方はぜひ LINE アットからメッセージを送ってくださいね。
留学パパと娘のエリンが無料でお答えしますよ。メッセージを送るときは皆さんの今の状況、例えばどういう高校留学がしたいとか、家族での話し合いの様子など少し皆さんのことが分かる情報をもらえたらより具体的なアドバイスができるので、ぜひご協力をお願いします。
いいねボタンとチャンネル登録もよろしくお願いします。それでは次回の動画も楽しみにしててくださいね。
See you next time!